Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan, and I challenge you to Mortal Kombat! Sorry about the delay on this one, guys. Information at the time that I announced that I would review this was a little inconsistent, at least as far as a rental was concerned. It's been available for purchase for weeks now, but I didn't want to buy this. I mean, I'm sort of regretting that mindset, but yeah, now it's available for rental, and that's kind of how I wanted to watch this.
Mortal Kombat. What can you possibly say about it that hasn't already been said? The popular 1992 arcade fighting game that caused a borderline revolution for the video game industry, forced the creation of a gaming rating system due to its graphic violence. Hi ESRB, you certainly became the bane of existence in recent years, haven't you? Has since become a multimedia beast that's managed to survive the decades from dizzying, Edenian royalty elder god status highs and gore-laden spike pit lows of the Netherrealm. Jesus Christ, I forgot how hilariously stupid Jax's alternate costume was in Deadly Alliance, and questionable middle areas. Children, this franchise was my childhood. I loved the OG games from 1 to 3. I continue to love the 95 film, still have a crush on Talisa Soto and Bridget Wilson. Yeah, I'm thirsty. Ironically love the 97 sequel Annihilation, but I swear to God, Irina Penteva jump-started puberty for me. Look at this shit. The MK ladies in the PS2 Xbox era had more clothes than her. Of course, I still keep up with the games in a peripheral sense, and I can't wait for the upcoming James Wan-produced reboot.
But to hold me over until then, we've got the latest MK outing in direct-to-DVD, streaming, whatever, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge.
The story mostly kinda follows Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion, voiced by Patrick Sates. The story opens on him and his life as a Shirai Ryu ninja who loves his son, Satoshi, voiced by the ever-talented Grey Griffin, only to come back home to find that his people have been slaughtered by their arch-nemesis, the Blue Ninja Clan, the Lin Kuei, headed by Grandmaster Baihan, aka Sub-Zero, voiced by Sub-Zero veteran Steve Bloom. Surviving where he can, it's all in vain when Hanzo finds his wife dead, his son murdered right in front of him, and Hanzo himself killed at the hands of Sub-Zero, and his soul is sent to the hellish Netherrealm. He breaks free of his torment and strikes a deal with the otherworldly sorcerer Quan Chi, voiced by Darren Day Paul, to send him back to Earthrealm as an undead specter and participate in the upcoming Mortal Kombat fighting tournament where Sub-Zero will be, and grant himself the newly named Scorpion his revenge.
Basically, it's the first Mortal Kombat movie, but with Scorpion and Sub-Zero given better context. And a wholly more satisfying R rating. Holy fuck, is this movie violent! Don't share this with grandma, kiddies. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like this origin story is starting to dry up a little bit. I kind of almost see it on par with the Batman and Superman origin stories. I know how this first Mortal Kombat tournament goes. I know how these stories play out. I will allow it to exist one last time in the James Wan reboot, but after that, I don't want to see the first MK tournament again. I'm really sick of it. Let's move on.
But for real, fans of the franchise will be pretty familiar with everything that's seen. We know the truth about Scorpion's murder at the hands of the Lin Kuei. We know how the first tournament ends. It's pretty by the numbers in that case. This is mostly forgivable because, let's face it, all we want to see is some over-the-top deaths and some insane fan service, and to see an MK movie done justice, even in animated form. Seriously, fingers crossed for that reboot. But carrying on, as to be expected from Warner Animation Group, the action is fast-paced, high-octane, visceral. Yeah, you'll get at least one squeamish moment or two, and that's pretty much what makes this movie work for me, and I imagine any casual fan. It truly sets a standard that if the live-action reboot doesn't meet, then it's not gonna be pretty. Not everything within the story is copy and paste, however, and some of the changes were pretty necessary to me. While we know that Liu Kang and Kitana get together, I never really liked how it's been portrayed in either the games or the movies. Here, it's not even played with at all. There's no forced romance in any sense of the word. Liu Kang simply respects Kitana as a fighter and doesn't wish to kill her, but will if it means safeguarding Earthrealm, saving the romance for a possible sequel. The voice acting ain't bad, everyone's delivery being top-notch. The writing's good too. I especially enjoy how Sonya deals with Johnny. She knees him in the balls, but damn, it's painfully hilarious. Although, I don't know why they needed to give Sonya the backstory of a female soldier proving that she's not just some little girl. That's never been something she's needed to prove before. No other MK medium ever drew attention to her gender. Why here, I wonder? The visuals are nice, some truly beautiful background work, and I give credit that no fight scenes are squandered. Everything feels fresh and unique. I like it.
But now, it's time to do a little bit of nitpicking. We'll start small. Warner Brothers. I know the X-ray attacks are very popular in the games, but we don't need to see them this often in your movie. Just like once in a while. It's okay. We'll be fine. That concludes that. Now it's time to talk about my bigger issue. Pulling hoity-toityness out of my ass, and will likely piss off a number of people who really, really like this movie. Objectively speaking, it's not very focused.
As a fan of the franchise, I looked at the name of the movie and expected the story to focus completely on Scorpion. Open on his origins, his time in the Netherrealm, turning into Scorpion, and participating in the tournament and hunt down Sub-Zero and nothing else. To be fair, we get that, but here's the problem. It's not just that. In reality, the story is pretty evenly split between Scorpion and the Defenders of the Realm. No, but I probably will talk about that by the time the reboot comes out, but anyway, moving on. Entire scenes are dedicated to Shaolin monk Liu Kang, voiced by Jordan Rodriguez, God of Thunder Raiden, voiced by Dave B. Mitchell, washed-up actor Johnny Cage, voiced by Joel McHale, and dedicated soldier Sonya Blade, voiced by Jennifer Carpenter. I just don't quite know why the title goes specifically to Scorpion, as it's not entirely his story. Just cut out the Scorpion's Revenge subtitle, and I think the title would have made a little more sense. Ideally, the story would flesh out what Scorpion went through, dedicate more time to his love of his family and the Shirai Ryu people, the history of the rivalry between them and the Lin Kuei, flesh out his time in both the Netherrealm and Shang Tsung's island as he hunts down Sub-Zero, and really build up their rivalry. Have a couple of fight scenes against each other as opposed to the one, and relegate Liu, Johnny, Sonya, and pretty much every other character that was around during the events of the MK tournament to cameos, or very small roles. Maybe even dedicate some time to Sub-Zero and build up the mystery as to why he doesn't seem to remember Scorpion. This could have been a pretty damn cool and even nuanced story that dives deeper into what the beloved Yellow Ninja was up to. Moving forward, make no mistake, I'm not against an animated film of the first Mortal Kombat tournament necessarily. But A, it's been done before on multiple occasions. This may be the best one, but still. And B, if this flick winds up being popular enough to warrant its own Mortal Kombat animated universe like what Warner Brothers is doing with their DC animated films, then they should follow that model and focus more on singular or very limited ensembles with a focused narrative. Following Liu, Johnny, and Sonya could be the equivalent of a Justice League story, but other stories would focus on Kuai Lang Sub-Zero discovering that he's half human and half Outworld, Shao Kahn and his outworld invasion of Indenia, Shinnok and his fall from grace as an elder god, or even give the spotlight to more underrated characters like Natara the Vampire, Serena the Redeemed Demon Assassin. The possibilities are quite literally endless. This wasn't a bad start, not by a long shot, but MK has an expanded roster of characters and most of them deserve their own time in the sun, and an MK animated universe could do just that.
Overall, I know I bitched about this more than I praised it, but I can't help it. The violence is just so satisfying. Don't get me wrong, I love the first movie, but No. I've been putting up with this PG-13 bullshit for long enough. I want to see heads ripped off. I want to see limbs ripped off. I want to see gore. Come on, man. Mortal Kombat. This is what made it popular. But with all that said, as a fan of the franchise, I do have to be a little critical about this. I do think it could have been better. It could have been more focused, and it could have been more interesting. But it does lay down a great foundation to build from. If this does kind of end up being its own shared animated universe from Warner Brothers, I'm honestly totally down for that. Fans of the franchise will definitely get a kick out of it. If you're a newcomer, I might say I would recommend the 95 film due to its ease of access and PG-13 rating, so if you wanted to watch this with your kids, it'd be a little bit easier to stomach than this, especially if you're averted to extreme violence, which this does have. But as for everyone else, this is for the fans. Highly recommend checking this out. My honest rating for Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, a strong 4 out of 5. Before I close out and let you all go, I'm going to recommend the miniseries Mortal Kombat Legacy, specifically the episodes that focus on, you guessed it, Scorpion vs. Sub-Zero, parts 1 and 2 for both seasons 1 and 2.
It's basically this story, but far more focused, condensed, all in less than an hour of your time. Sure, it's on the cheaper side, especially Sub-Zero's costumes. Dude looks like he's wearing sweatpants in Season 1 and paintball armor in Season 2. But it's got great action, is extraordinarily engaging. It's an overall cool time.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon.